Before talking about the balcony scene from this film, I want to talk about this adaptation of Romeo and Juliet first, and how it offers people of all theatrical comprehension levels something all too rare. It's an accessible and approachable translation to the original tale. The humour and friendship and heartache aren't toned down at all in this piece of cinema, and it tries to relate to its current demographic. I feel like it succeeds at very well. You have other artists who have modernised this place, like West Side Story, for example, and how they've sort of changed the dialogue and setting from Fair Verona in Italy to New York. And I feel like Baz Luhrmann's interpretation, however, leans heavily towards the original text done by William Shakespeare. And there are a lot of sort of classic sort of Easter eggs, if you will, in this film. There's a lot of his classic hits sort of secretly sort of put in. You have sort of mashed up Macbeth quotes and song lyrics that recall The Merchant of Venice. And you have Lady Capulet dressed as Cleopatra and Romeo dressed as Joan of Arc. And then also Mercutio dressed in drag, which is a nod to the original theatrical practice, because female characters were originally played by men. Now, the balcony scene uses modern technology, like elevators. So when Juliet comes down from the balcony, I feel like we could use this as a template for some of our green screen ideas, if we decide to go for a more modern and fresh take of it. I find the shots in this scene are very interesting, as they're very basic and easy to do, because there are a lot of close shots, of individually of Romeo and Juliet separately, and then there's sort of a wide shot whenever they're both in frame. And I feel like it would be good for our piece, as it's sort of easy to do, and if it's done right, it could look very sort of nicely with the green screen as the background. And I feel like Baz Luhrmann's interpretation of Romeo and Juliet is sort of very artistic. There are a lot of beautiful shots in this film, but when you really sort of think about it, anyone can do it. It's quite easy. There are a lot of sort of wide shots. Of course, a lot of the shots are sort of hard and tricky to do, but a lot of them are sort of basic shots. And I feel like if we sort of take sort of hints and little sort of ideas from them, I feel like we could create a piece that's very authentic and sort of harkens back to the original idea of Romeo and Juliet, but still has that bit of modernisation into it.